Dear friends, you might say so at the end of the day. As I said, I want to keep this ambitiousness and really to elaborate, let's say, a paper, recommendations, which we put to the European Commission, to all member states, to all universities, but also to businesses and to stakeholders. And people who know me knows that I will usually do something that has an impact or is efficient at the end of the day, not just some political statements, but also my idea is to provide really a concrete recommendations that can be followed or roll out in the next program period. Then, starting to write this declaration, we invite many stakeholders, many friends from our surroundings, from university, from business. And I realized maybe 2-3 days ago that it will be much more sensible that first we hear today what will happen, to hear our panelists what experience will bring, and basically to work a little bit more next days before preparing this declaration. Then with us today there were 3 people behind the scene, our rapporteurs, and I think they'll be my, let's say, right hands to help me in drafting this declaration before sharing it with the panelists and with all of you. The declaration will be open also for your comments. So I would like now to invite our 3 panelists, Violeta, Vladi, and Boyan, to share to us their point of view, what they understood today, what they heard today. Please join us here. And afterwards, I will try to sum up and to share with you 3 political goals and decisions that in the course of the morning we already did with my minister. I hope this will inspire you. After the 3 rapporteurs, which I will, of course, beg them to be short and concrete and really to provide us with their insights and recommendations. I'll provide the floor to Kati, because I was thinking that it's good to have not only the Bulgarian experience, Bulgarian approach, but also the international one. So let's start with our rapporteurs. You ready? Vladi, almost. But then we can start to give the floor to Vili first. Vili, so, but take your place. It's better. You feel comfortable. Boyan and Vladi. Okay, we wait for Vladi, and I'll tell you one more thing. Concrete conclusion from today. We will invite these young guys and enthusiastic to support the Ministry of Education and Science to write an agenda on artificial intelligence in education. This was one of the decisions already taken. So now with this small introduction, I'm giving you the floor from the first panel. Was Vili, I believe. Vili, we start from you.
So hello. So first I'll start with a statement that I really liked, is that artificial intelligence is a dream, not a technology, and is our like our inner drive to get to know ourselves, and the main goal was to achieve human level of intelligence. So that being said, in the past few years there was a very big hype which was caused by the success, yet another new success of the AI in the face of deep neural networks. And it has caused a lot of changes in society, for good and bad, and will cause even more. And this brings the necessity to talk about ethical aspects of artificial intelligence. The most newsworthy fear, so many people are afraid of artificial intelligence, and the most newsworthy fear is job loss, but there are many other potential problems which should not be swept away. And a holistic point of view is required. Higher capabilities of technologies present also greater potential problems. This caused Microsoft to invest especially for social good, using artificial intelligence for social good. And AI for good is a very good example of focused contribution from a company to society to counter these negative viewpoints in society. And its contributions are in human health, climate, and humanitarian aid. Additionally, the organization of experts by the European Commission, AI-HLEG, is trying to create ethical guidelines for the European Union. The goal is a trustworthy AI, which is lawful, ethically adherent, and technologically robust. The policies, however, must not be too restrictive because this will hurt innovation. And there is a fine balance to be met because trustworthiness is additionally acquired by using technology. Statistics need to be collected in order for something to be trustworthy and for us to really gain experience and knowledge about it. Artificial intelligence can be looked at as augmented intelligence, which enhances our abilities, or automatic intelligence, which can replace us in certain jobs or skills, or another intelligence, which is a completely different level of intelligence, way of intelligence. Different examples were given, like chatbots or intelligent assistants in Germany, news anchors in Latvia, and it was the role of artificial intelligence for scientific discovery was discussed. Additionally, interdisciplinary approach is needed for development of AI. When it comes to guidelines, ethical guidelines, additionally, or safety guidelines, it was mentioned that current technologies also are not necessarily failure-proof, but we still use them. So basically, this is what I have as a summary of our discussion, and many ethical questions were risen, which we don't have a good answer for today. For example, an example was given with automotive cars. Should when a choice is presented, should the cars try to protect the driver or a passerby? And this is a moral and ethical question which is very difficult to answer. So we will need to agree upon as society in the future on such very difficult questions. So basically, this is from me. Thank you very much. And now to Vladimir.
Hello, everyone. First, I would like to thank Karina for inviting me here. And I'll try to sum up some thoughts from the second panel. Shortly, Mrs. Sacheva started with a very good question to the panelists, and a very important question at the same time: what are the skills for the future? The panelists pointed that the STM education should be continued, but should be enhanced with art, ethics, and design. The cognitive skills are also important for the future, including collaborative skills, and here the point was on the communication skills that everybody must have. The soft skills, of course, the abilities to use systems, which is something new that should be added, and more attention was paid on the new way of thinking. And I would like to point some examples for what they meant under this new way of thinking, like long-term horizon thinking and critical and computational thinking. So another question raised up, okay, so how can we teach that new skills in the students or the future students? So again, here the panelists agree that the approach should be different, like the other way around, the thinking will be different, and they showed some examples about how this new thinking should be. For example, to know, we have not just to teach the students what we want to teach them, but we have to know what their capabilities are. And one very important sentence that I really liked a lot was that the students today, they don't need a boss, but they need customers. So this was just an example of how we have to change in the thinking. What are the challenges for the future in the skills? They called it talents revolution. And under talents revolution, and in order to meet that challenge, the panelists agreed that we have to redesign the education systems across Europe and to rethink the governance and also to invent in training approach to be applied. But the question that also raised interest is where to start from. We know what to do, but how to start it. The answers were a little bit like general, but all the panelists agree that the approach should be holistic, and we don't have to exclude any of the methods or the approaches that we know. The transitions from the traditional classroom to the high-tech new classrooms should be made using, of course, artificial intelligence. And also very important in that way is to enhance creativeness. To enhance creativeness in order to boost up or to scale up entrepreneurship and intrapreneurship in the students. The last part of the panel was about this triangle of universities, business and governments, and under the scale of artificial intelligence. So in this part, the panelists proposed that mixing fields, for example, between humanitarian sciences and technical sciences, can create benefits. Also, that the trainings, the education should be more experiment-oriented. And the inclusion of women in ICT and artificial intelligence development is a crucial point. And I would like to conclude with something from Professor Tuomi, who started first though. But anyway, I think that the conclusion is in his words, and it was that the artificial intelligence allows to talk about emerging society and can improve teaching practices in order to develop the skills of the future. Thank you.
Hello. I was the rapporteur for the third panel, which dealt with the limitations, opportunities, and the risks of implementation of AI from a more business perspective, or as they call it, the reality check. The panel covered several important topics. The first issue that was discussed was the current state of the AI, both in terms of what's developed and what's being offered and how it is being used. So the general consensus was that the AI is like rapidly developing right now, and it's getting more and more penetration within the business. Still, maybe not in all areas, but it is already making a difference. The view was that it is currently an enabling technology. It's a way for the people who are working in different areas to accomplish more. and to get more things done that do not require human touch, while allowing them, the specialists, to focus on their time and their effort on areas where human interaction is indispensable. Like, this is true both in like traditional industrial services, but more especially in the service sector, where the AI really allows people to focus on the people-oriented tasks. In a sense, this will require some adjustment to the role of education, because on one, as it was mentioned, a lot of the machine tasks, so to speak, like the tasks that do not require any creative or analytical output, will be done by the machine. But it's very important that people can focus on the aspects that require creativity, and also on on analytical aspects, like, since technology is a tool and they need to know how to use it and in what situations. One opinion that Mr. Fakihi showed was that the AI will eventually lead to a disruption in how things are done, what tasks are made. So people should be prepared to handle the tasks of tomorrow. Not only people who are going into universities now, who will be joining the labor force in a couple of years, but also older people who will need to be engaged in lifelong learning and be able to reinvent themselves. One issue that often worries people is the matter of privacy. To what degree we can trust technology with our personal data. This is obviously something that is deeply controversial. All of us care about our private lives and do not want this data to be abused. And indeed, the issues of how abuse is managed and prevented will be very important eventually. There is no single solution, no single actor that can handle this. Yes, the speakers talked about the role of government, that it should certainly play its part, but also it's increasingly important for all consumers to know their responsibilities and to be clear about those about what they need to do. And this should also be a part of the new education programs to teach people how to not just to use technology, but the ramifications of what they're doing, of, the digital trail they're leaving. And something that I think Mr. Markov said, that it's also the responsibility of businesses to be fair players, responsible for the information, and something that a lot of his colleagues, the fellow panelists, agreed with, is that it's important that business is transparent in that regard. So overall, it is an area that provides a lot of opportunities. Most panelists agreed that it does come with some risks. The biggest one that they felt was they had in common was the risk of services, especially becoming non-personal, and their business is losing their personal touch, the personal connection with their clients, and the feeling for what their clients want. On the other hand, the opportunities are also great, because by removing the simply rote tasks, people will be free to focus on the tasks that matter and that they can do better than the AI. So, in a sense, both the risks and the opportunities are great, and and what matters is how we make use of them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Благодаря ви. Thank you very much for your efforts, and we will brainstorm afterwards. I will gather all of their comments. Now we have Kati Clemens. She's a postgraduate researcher and coordinator of World Tech Accelerator. But maybe, Kati, you can tell us more for yourself and what you're working and what to think about today, in fact.
Wow, what a day. Are you excited? Are you asleep? Oh my God. So hello everybody. My name is Kati Clemens. I come from Jyväskylä, Finland. So I'm very happy that we have had so many Finns here. But actually, reflecting on these 2 days in Bulgaria, I see that we have so much in common actually, even though our education systems might be different, but we are both very small countries in that way, and we have to drive the innovation to actually excel. So I think that we are utilizing our best capabilities by driving the innovation and therefore participating into the world. So I'm coordinator of European Commission initiative Learning Technology Accelerator, and I'm going to talk a little about what that means. It's very relevant because of the talk in innovation and what could we concretely do for today. But I think that pretty much everything has been said. I have been so impressed today with all the panelists. We have started with Turing's ideas from the 50s. We have moved on to being scared of what might happen in the future. When we talk about artificial intelligence, we all know that it exists already in our pockets all the time, right? Maybe in the future, Siri is going to become our own learning assistant, and I'm envisioning that the higher education is going to have to adopt to that. As a university lecturer, this is, of course, I'm afraid of this change in somehow. Will I become obsolete because of the fact that my student is just going to go online and actually blockchain is going to bring the best possible course matching to the topic that I am teaching. So maybe it's in MIT. But the good thing is that the quality of information that is going to be available for me is going to be much better. So this is good news for all the learners, right? But as a teacher, I need to adopt, and this has been addressed a lot today in the panels, and I thank you for that. When we talk about artificial intelligence, of course, there are many models, and we are discussing where are we exactly. And in my projects, we have been doing surveys around Europe, both with industry as well as with schools, with procurers. So this means schools or municipalities or even ministries of education. And there are many kinds of models, but something that when I talk to the real world, thank you for that question, I think that was very relevant, is that they don't quite know what artificial intelligence actually is or where are we. And there are so many models that you can kind of dig up. I chose one, and I'm going to give you an example of where we are actually when it comes to personalized learning environments. So this is something that would be, for example, Moodle or another place where you teach, basically, at the moment online. Where we are is at the start. We have so much room for innovation. This is important for us to understand. But what is also important for us to understand is that the world of the scary robots, of the conscious AI, it is far. And even though we are moving rapidly, this might not happen during our lifetime. So this is maybe not the most worrying question. Maybe we should not be so worried and kind of let that stop us from innovating. Okay. So Gibson said that the future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed. And I want to talk a little about the fact that innovation for technologies does not happen in the field of education at the moment. It is happening in the gaming industry. It is happening in healthcare sector. It is not happening so much on the learning technologies field because of the fact that we are dealing with public money, basically, and investments on this area is very needed, and this is why we are also here together, because of course we know from today that the cars in Silicon Valley are already out there, And what we should be aiming for is to also have innovation driving in the education sector, not only in these other disciplines. Okay, I was going to talk about a lot of things, as you see from my presentation, but since so many things have been covered, I think that I'm going to choose to talk about one thing, which is this one, which hasn't really been mentioned, the assessment. My colleague, Kati from Finland mentioned that assessment is something that we haven't paid attention to, how to assess the future skills, in fact. And we are still in the society where we are teaching our children somehow to memorize and perform in exams. This is the truth. I mean, we are moving beyond, but this is the truth. But what artificial intelligence can do for us is to get rid of the exams so that the students can actually be measured during the entire course by their learning performance. Of course, we have to then learn how to measure learning, actually, which is the biggest problem currently, as in my opinion, is that we still don't understand exactly how to measure learning. There are some examples of, for example, measuring your eye movements, this kind of evidence that you can gather, but we still don't know how exactly, what qualifies learning. Because the current learning management systems or personalized learning environments, they are using user analytics and not so much learning analytics. So they are, for example, looking at how long you are staying in a YouTube video, but they don't know if you went to the toilet, you know? So this is something that we can get rid of, all the exams. Also, would this bring equality for those students who are incapable of performing at one stage to actually understand their skills better? And another topic that I wanted to mention also was that I heard that one society problem in Bulgaria in particular is this gypsy population, for example, who are not even in the school. What can we do for those? Artificial intelligence could identify who they are and put the education into their smartphones, in fact. So this is the kind of innovation that we need to get them socially included instead of being dropouts. Okay, what European Commission is already doing is that it has put in these initiatives. These are just some examples of what can we hands-on do. So, innovation procurement, pre-commercial procurement, public procurement of innovation. These are projects, these are money that is out there, okay? I'm not going to bore you with how this process works. Basically, it's a dialogue between demand and supply and putting those two together and actually working the innovation so that we listen to the end user and the real world on what is innovation for them. For example, when I go to the schools, the teacher might say that, okay, it takes me, 10 clicks to open this PDF to actually evaluate my students' exam, and then 2 clicks to put it in the result and so on. And this takes me, 5 minutes per student. What we can do is get rid of all of that. It can be automatically done. So there is a lot of things that we can do to the everyday life with the technology that we already have, which we are not doing and has not been done yet. Okay. I have worked together for example, in the first pre-commercial procurement project IMEL. This was 5.5 million euros. What did we do? We did personalized learning environments. We awarded companies money to do research and development together with the schools. We came up with 2 winners. One was from Spain, where we are currently with this innovation for artificial intelligence is still not there in the Silicon Valley cars, okay? So what we can do is we can do analytics dashboards, we can do some sort of intelligent tutoring system, but it's not Siri in my pocket saying to me, go and, take that course in MIT, and Siri, of course, knows also that I have already got the skills of module 1, 2, and 3, and will tell me that, okay, on module 4, it's very interesting for you. It will take you 5 hours to study, so you can think if you want to invest your time into that. That's the future. That's not where we are currently. But this is still very important work to do. This is still a very important thing to do. Another one was from Finland. We were doing virtual tutor there. You can go into these websites to check these things out. What I want to do, and as to kind of stop this session, is to invite you to join this network of a learning technology accelerator. We have got 300 organizations which are suppliers, which are demand from across Europe, and we don't have anybody from Bulgaria. So now I want to promote you as our procurer of this month, to be honest, because of the fact that you are doing excellent work in this area. I can see that, and I can see that you could become partners with us in these projects together. We are all applying money together. We are all being agents for European Commission to give money for companies as well. Companies in here are all very welcome to join this network. So this is where I stop. Thank you very much.
Kati, thank you so much. I think that we can now even start another conference and discussion. You open some new topics. Dear guests, please allow me to switch to Bulgarian. Maybe for the first time today, okay, my introduction was in Bulgarian. But also now being part of the political world, I would like to address several strong messages in my own language. Thank you for this understanding. Уважаеми дами и господа, завършваме. Моята роля беше в началото на деня да направя заключение от тази конференция, които да адресират основните послания, но както казах, да дадат конкретни препоръки и насоки към всички заинтересовани страни или така наречените стейкхолдери. Днес много мислих кои са тези заинтересовани страни и както се присъединих към този сектор да гледам нещата малко по-отвисоко, вече 6 месеца, ми се струва, че често твърде много увеличаваме тежестта, твърде много натоварваме учителя, преподавателя, училището, университета да решава комплекс от сложни теми, свързани с цялостната дигитализация и трансформация. А това не е възможно. Виждам, че създаваме паралелни светове. Да, това, което се случва в Финландия, Кати, често даваме в България за пример. Вижте в Финландия какво се случва, вижте в Финландия. Но аз поддържам страшно много контакти в България с различни иноватори, бизнеси и всякакви други ентусиасти в образованието. И трябва да ви кажа, че се случват страшно модерни, нови неща, технологии, геймерски среди, математически, информатични, просто невероятни неща, които са на много развито ниво. После често обвиняваме университетите, Българска академия на науките, научните институти. Не се модернизирате, вижте на къде върви света, вижте къде сте вие. Но и там има зранца, хора, които знаят какво правят, мислят, но всичко това е трудно да го видиме първо. Просто е невидимо. Второ, трудно е да свържем всичките тези светещи умове, защото няма взаимовръзка помежду им. Много е фрагментирана системата. Заради това една от препоръките, които аз бих направила днес, колкото и някой пъти банално да ни се струва, всъщност има необходимост от популяризиране на това, което се случва. Популяризиране, разбира се, на инициативите, които в комисията се правят, но бих казала популяризиране на тези възможности за наука и бизнес, които чухме днеска от нашия кинот лектор от Мартин, чухме и от бизнеса накрая. Правят се, се мислят и се случват неща, които трябва да информираме. Заради това ще направим, може би, и аз ще насърча и други държави и други организации, но в България със сигурност ще направим един портал, платформа, уебсайт с полезни идеи, презентации, някакви тулс или ръководства за това какво е изкуствен интелект, как може дори да подготвим един такъв урок в училище, в университета, до това какво се случва и какви добри примери има по света. Този портал ще позволи всъщност да свържем и всички тези, които се занимават с темата в България. Те може би не са нови, много, но се надявам да открием повече. Ние само за, както казах, 1 месец открихме, бих казала, на БВ групата. Вече са 10 ентусиаста, но съм убедена, че има още хора в България, за които ние не знаеме, но работят в този сектор. Така че един портал, една мрежа, с която ние да свържем всички, ще е много важна, защото ние самите често това също се забравя, защото политика или е критикувана, разбира се, най-вече, или ни се казва, очакваме от вас да го свършите. Сега да кажа нещо, ние няма как да свършиме и да дадем и да решим проблемите, които се задават, или ние да правиме научните изследвания, или ние да казваме какво да се случи в областта на изкуствен интелект. Ние не знаем. Няма и как да знаем. Трябва някой да ни подскаже, да ни каже, но разбира се, втората препоръка и нещо, което беше засегнато, може би 2 пъти, но така доста силно в презентациите на всички лектори, именно достъпността и приобщаващия ефект от тази технология, защото ми се струва, че има голямо изоставане. Има цели региони, цели селища, цели как да кажа, обществени слоеве в обществото, които просто нямат представа за какво говорим или какво се случва. А ние няма как да вървим напред, защото както чух днес, трябва после да видя видеята, някой каза, защото същите тези хора, може би без да искат, но ще ни спънат. Нали? Няма как ние да се развиваме само 10-20% от обществото, без да включим и останалите. Конкретно, действително, знаеме, че няколко държави подготвиха своите стратегии за изкуствен интелект. Доколкото бях запозната тези дни, Германия публикува своята стратегия за изкуствен интелект ноември месец. Ние тепърва би следвало да готвиме такава, но днес взехме решението по отношение на обучение и образование, ние да излезем с конкретен план за действие по изкуствен интелект. Ще започнем с работна група другата седмица и следващото решение, което взехме, е да финансираме една национална научна програма за изкуствен интелект, за да може, както казах, тази фрагментираност или този потенциал, който имаме, малко да му дадеме буст, стимул, да създадеме критична маса. Третата мярка, която ще разработиме, това е да дадеме целево финансиране на университетите, които искат да кандидатстват за това финансиране, т.е. искат да покажат нещо ново, нещо модерно в няколко насоки. Те ще трябва да покажат мерки по отношение на интернационализация, именно как да доведат талантите от други държави, как да се свържат с свои партньорски университети и не на последно място ще стимулираме там, където има възможност за съвместни дипломи. В днешно време един човек не може да е ограничен като пътува или да търси работа заради дипломата. Това е нещо много важно, което ще се опитаме да насърчим. Вторият аспект на финансирането ще включва именно една стратегия на дадения университет за цифровизация или за промяна въобще на учебно съдържание и учебна програма. Разбира се, Предполагам, че това би следвало да бъде пилотно, но се надявам в областта на инженерните науки, математиката, информатиката това да даде силен фокус. И не на последно място, разбира се, е по отношение на преквалификация на уменията на преподавателите, защото ние започнахме с това, че конференцията се казва "Образовай, за да създаваш", но може би до година третото издание ще бъде "Създавай, за да образоваш". Create to educate. Мисля, че действително беше дълъг ден. Много други неща искам да споделя с вас, но обещавам, че още в понеделник на нашия уеб сайт на конференцията ще публикуваме един драфт на тези заключения. Ще се радвам всички вие да се включите в тях. Те ще бъдат важни, защото ние искаме да ги поставим на високо на дневен ред. И, както казах, искам не само като представител на България, но искам всички региони от Източна Европа и всички държави членки от този регион да бъдат по-приобщени в европейската политика и в програмите, защото ние виждаме, че само в Европейската програма за научни изследвания участието на новите държави членки е под 8% финансиране. Това не е никак, приобщаващо. Често чуваме, защото нямаме качествени научни изследвания, нямаме добри иновации. Имаме, но трябват малко повече усилия и трябва малко повече подобен тип форуми, където всъщност не ги правим самоцелно само за нас. Много се радвам, че днес имахме действително такова високо участие. Thank you very much once again to those of you that stayed till the end. And now, please allow me to thank some people that made this conference possible. This is two people in the room. I don't know if you notice them. I'm sure you notice because Yumer was all the time with you. Yumer, can you come here with me? Thank you so much. This is Yumer. And one very nice lady with yellow dress in the room. Maybe you also saw her, Adi. Can you please join us? Ive, thank you very much. You've also helped a lot. But I really want to thank Adi Atumer. Adi, this is for you. You met for you. There are no flowers. I just want to show that when there is motivation, things are happening. They also will follow on the topic on the digital strategy of the Ministry of Education and Science, so please keep in contact with them. Once again, to take my Maltesian colleagues, Mr. Bartol, thank you so much. I hope to see you soon, somewhere in Brussels format or next year again in Sofia. Thank you very much to my Slovenian colleagues, and once again, thank you very much to our panelists and rapporteurs. Thank you very much. And maybe everybody could join me for the photo.
Yes.
Yeah? Ivy?
Once you turn me on, it's on forever.
No, everybody. Всички, елате да си направим по една-две готини снимки. Не обичате ли да се снимате? It's important for the social media.